I have been a huge fan of Pokemon for many years and have played almost all the mainline games, so it should come as no surprise that one of my first purchases for my new Switch was Pokemon Sword. I do want to warn you right now, I don't care to talk about the Dexit situation, so I just won't. So with that in mind, let's get right into my review of Pokemon Sword. I don't really like my opinions to be dictated or swayed in any way by the internet, but of course it's always hard to not let them get to you in any way. Because of this, I had a certain idea of the game, which in the end proved to be completely different. Just like every other Pokemon game, you start as a young character about to set off on your very own journey. You pick your starter as always and start your adventure to become the champion, and if you are so inclined, collect all 400 Pokemon available in this game. But wait just a minute, you didn't think you could just play the game, right? I swear, this is one of the slowest Pokemon games I have ever played. Sometimes they literally stop you to give you some meaningless dialogue, and immediately after that, and by immediately I really mean a few steps, they do the exact same thing. The pace of the game is absolutely ruined by this. Sadly, it's either always tutorials or really boring plot. I don't usually discuss the story so early, but I feel like it makes sense for me to do so right now, as it is one of the biggest flaws of this game. Pokemon Sword made me feel like a side character that for some reason has their time to shine in the end. Let me explain though. Usually Pokemon has an evil team with which you fight against and that you stumble across multiple times throughout your journey. This time around the team is just a bunch of punk cheerleaders for another character. You do battle them, but they are not plotting any evil or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with that. However, the real evil is just the chairman of the big corporation. And this alone is not terrible, even if very cliche. The problem is that I don't think they set it up properly at all. Every time something is happening, where in another game you would go investigate, the champion of the region, Leon, shows up and tells you they will take care of it, and you never even see what happens. That's the big problem with the story. It feels like Leon is the main character and you're just in his way. So in the end, it feels like you get pushed to fight a legendary Pokemon, which came out of nowhere as well, without any reason for it. If the champion is so great and fixed 99% of all issues in the region, then why can't he fix that one too? I know Pokemon plots are never great, and they are always treated as kids' stories, but where I found enjoyment on previous plots, I just wanted this one to stop showing up, as I really didn't enjoy how it was told. But I think I got my point across, so let's just move on. Just like all other mainline Pokemon games, you can carry up to 6 Pokemon with you, which you can use to fight in turn-based combat, either with wild Pokemon which you can catch, or against trainers. I'm not going to stand here and pretend you don't know what Pokemon is. It would just waste both our times. The combat is pretty much the same as it's always been. This time around, the big new gimmick is the Gigantamaxing, which makes Pokemon huge for 3 turns. It's alright, and the raid battles which make you and 3 other Pokemon tackle a Gigantamax Pokemon are fun, but just like Mega Evolutions and Z moves, it will vanish never to be seen again. But in this game, I do find that it's better than Z moves, and just as good as the Mega Evolutions. The actual raid battles I also like, but they won't draw me back anytime soon. The visuals of the game are something that actually shocked me. Surprisingly enough, overall, I actually really enjoyed it. The art direction is very good in points, such as in Hammerlock and the Leia. The actual Pokemon also all look great, and even if a bit stiff at times, seeing them on the camp is always nice. Some combat animations also look good, but sadly most of them don't and seem very lazy and old. And since we're speaking about lazy, let's discuss the biggest missed opportunity of this entire game, the goddamn wild area. First off, I'm not exaggerating when I say the wild area looks like crap. Having a big area like that and trying to make the Pokemon roam free can't be easy on the Nintendo Switch. However, games like Mario Odyssey do so much more with the hardware without looking so bad. Textures are low and muddy, there is popping everywhere, but I guess that's on the entire game as well. And if you connect to the internet, there is terrible stutter once in a while. I do enjoy seeing the Pokemon roam around free. In fact, overall, I enjoy that a lot more than the random encounters of old. Besides, they're still random encounters, they just tend to have better Pokemon instead, and you can see them coming and avoid them if you want, making it the best of both worlds. I enjoy the different environments and whether they make different Pokemon show up on the wild area. Hell, I even enjoy being able to move my camera a little bit, but I really don't think it can be called a full feature. It felt more like a proof of concept that they added in the game at the last minute to spice things up. The place is absolutely minuscule, and its inclusion made the developers make other areas of the game even more limited. Like I said, the towns are great, but there's almost nothing else to connect them. The routes are short important and interesting. I get it, they want people to use the wild area, but it just isn't very fun after the first few minutes. I'm glad they at least brought back the gym battles and made an attempt to make the gym leaders more interesting, and the challenges before the gym fight were surprisingly fun as well. I enjoyed the stadium tournament vibe, but there's nowhere near enough effort from the sound design to sell the effect of a full crowd. Nor enough effort on the animations to not make all interactions awkward. Not mentioning the weird moments where it seems like Pokemon should really introduce voice acting. Something that also was very disappointingly introduced was camps. You can play with your Pokemon and you can cook for them using some Cooking Mama minigames that never change, but you can't pet them, which was something I really enjoyed from modern games. It would even fit perfectly, so I really don't get why it was removed. I did, however, very much enjoy the soundtrack of this game, but then again, Pokemon tends to have a pretty good soundtrack. The other sounds, as I said before, I found a bit lacking. Once again, this is very noticeable on character interactions where no sound is heard at all, but by now, I'm beating a dead horse. This really makes it seem like I really didn't enjoy Pokemon Sword, but the reason why I'm so critical is because I love this franchise and I wanted to do better. I enjoyed my time with Pokemon Sword, and I do like some changes that were made, such as the more noob-friendly competitive play, and the wild area was a step on the right direction. However, for every step forward there are 2 steps back, or even worse, no steps at all. For how bad the new Pokemon Legends is looking, at least it's something different, and I am sad to say that if the next new mainline game is just Pokemon Sword with a different gimmick, then I won't be buying it. For as much as I like this game, I can't keep pretending that Pokemon is not stopped in time. Fair enough if the Pokemon company couldn't afford to take risks. However, we have to remember that Pokemon is the highest grossing franchise of all times. I think they can really allocate a bit of extra cash and time to the games, which started it all to begin with. So did I enjoy Pokemon Sword? Yes, absolutely. It's old Pokemon in a new locale. Would I recommend anyone purchase it? Absolutely not. Its biggest strength is also its biggest flaw. It's old Pokemon with half-assed rushed new mechanics that change almost nothing to the core franchise. To me, Pokemon is becoming something like FIFA. It's the same game with an updated roster and a few tweaks here and there. I would love to say that Pokemon will need to change to survive, but I know that's not true. I mean, these games keep selling, so why would they care to change it? As I write this, I found out that Pokemon Legends is not an open world game per se, more like a Monster Hunter kind of thing, and I'm not surprised at all, but I also hope people don't think that this will be treated as more than a half-assed spin-off, but I guess we will see, and I really hope that I'm proven wrong, that I think Pokemon Legends will be kind of shitty. And with this, I end my review of Pokemon Sword. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and comment, and tell me what you think of Pokemon Sword and Shield, and while you're at it, why don't you tell me if you picked up Shining Pearl and whatever, the Diamond and Pearl remakes, I don't remember what they're called. I really highly appreciate it, and that's it. Thank you and see you next time.